I got on trail around 6 this morning and walked in the dark for a little while until the sun came up over those mountains. It was beautiful. I didn't have a very good night's sleep last night. I slept right in the middle of the trail and it wasn't really that even, so I was sliding around. I had to keep moving back up to the top of my tent, and then I'd wake up and I'd be down off the side. But I did get sleep, so that's good. I'm not really sure how much further I have to go. I have probably about 8.5 miles to the terminus, and then I have a 3-mile hike from the southern terminus to my car that's parked at the Peter Mountain Trailhead. So that's kind of exciting. Had a really good hike actually this last few days. It's getting colder, but the weather's been holding out for me. Had just a little bit of rain overnight, but nothing during the day, so that makes it nice. And they're calling for rain these next couple of days. I know rain is in the forecast for this evening, so I'll be off the trail well before that. So you can see the sun still coming up over the mountains in the background there. It's not quite as cold today as it was yesterday. A little bit of a breeze starting, but not too bad. This is the trail. It's pretty much just like a Forest Service road. Where I camped last night, it was grassier, a little more even, but yeah, it's easy walking so far this morning. Got some views to the west. First view this morning. This is a privately owned cabin. Too bad you can't camp there. It'd be nice. I can tell I'm getting closer to the Appalachian Trail. It's getting rockier. No longer on a Forest Service road, but a regular trail. So have to watch where you walk now. I have about 5 miles to go to get to the terminus. See you down the trail. It was slow going this morning for a while. I just had no pep in my step. I think it was from having a couple big long mile days and not getting enough calories in. And the water remained a problem. So last night I had maybe 3/4 of a liter of water, and I didn't really want to use that to have a hot dinner. So I just had some summer sausage and cheese last night and some M&Ms as dessert. And then this morning I didn't have any breakfast. I just had a couple snacks and ate some more summer sausage, but I was just kind of feeling blah. Well, I finally just came to a water source. Finally, there was a stream that was flowing a little bit. So I sat and had some cereal and filled up and got some extra calories. So now I feel a little more energized, and I'm back on a Forest Service road, so I can pick up the pace a little bit. Probably have about 4.5 miles to go. Getting closer. I'm coming up to the southern terminus. My last yellow blaze. Woohoo! I finished. And here's the AT. This is the AT. If I go that way, I can walk all the way to Georgia on a continuous footpath where I could head north this way and walk all the way to Maine on a continuous footpath. The AT will always hold a special place in my heart, but I am very happy to be finished the Allegheny Trail. I'm actually going to be hiking down the AT to the Peter Mountain trailhead where my car's parked. I think that's like a 2.5–3 mile hike. And I just wanted to give a little recap of my hike on the Allegheny Trail. There's a lot of wonderful things about the trail, and then there's some things that could be improved upon. Some things are out of their control, but I hiked north to south. It really doesn't matter which way you go. You're still going to have quite a bit of highway walking, back roads, paved roads, which aren't too bad, kind of nice, but there is some highway walking, more so maybe up in the northern area. It's a little busy. It was a little sketchy. Down south, not so much. Some of those parts I did early in the morning before there was a lot of traffic, so it wasn't too bad, and it does take you into some towns, which is nice. While you're hiking in the woods, it's beautiful. The woods are beautiful. The views are pretty. Sometimes the trail was hard to follow because it wasn't, you couldn't find the trail. Either it was buried under leaves or you were bushwhacking a little bit. But that really wasn't that big of a deal because the trail is blazed very well. There's yellow blazes on the trail. So it was kind of hard to lose the trail, although I wasn't paying attention a couple of times and didn't see them, but that was my fault. But yeah, it's very well blazed. It takes you through very rural West Virginia, so I got to see firsthand the poverty there, which I'm very grateful for where I live, and feel very blessed. Some of these people live in some really, really poor conditions, and my heart goes out to them. Also had some run-ins with dogs that come charging at you. Most of them were okay. A lot of them were behind fences, which was good, but I did have an experience yesterday where a dog came out and charged me, and I went to the other side of the road hoping that would keep him away, but he proceeded to come towards me. I had my trekking poles and tried to ward him off that way, and he showed his teeth a couple of times. So one of the neighbors saw what was going on and jumped in his truck and put his truck in between me and the dog, so I was appreciative of that. So, but other than that, yeah, the weather was okay. When Rockhound was hiking with me, we had our cars. We were able to take shelter in a hotel when we knew bad weather was coming. So, yeah, I was able to hike these last 78 miles solo. It took me 4 days. I had a couple really long days, but it was a lot of road walking, so it made it a little bit easier. But overall, yeah, I would recommend the trail. It's a good shakedown hike if you're doing like the Appalachian Trail or one of the longer distance trails. It's a good way to see how your equipment works and whether you have what it takes to be able to do a long distance trail. So yeah, I enjoyed myself out here. I love it out here, and can't wait for my next adventure, which will be the PCT in April of 26th. I would also recommend hiking the trail either in the spring or the fall. Since there is a lot of road walking, it would be extremely hot in the summertime, I believe. In the springtime, you have plenty of water sources, probably from all the snow melt. The streams would be full. In the fall, during this drought, it was a challenge. Most of the water sources were dried up, and that was a problem. Had to carry at least 3 liters of water. We didn't when we had our vehicles. We were able to get our water day to day, but otherwise, you had to be on the safe side. You would need 3 liters. There's a lot of dry camping, so there's no water sources where some of the campsites are. That was another thing. Some of the campsites are spread out really far, and you may not be able to do that amount of miles in a day. So you have to find your own little stealth campsite, which really was not a problem for me. Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, fall was nice. It was comfortable hiking and a couple chilly nights, but all in all, it was great hiking weather. I also didn't see another single soul backpacking on this trail in the whole month that I was out here. So I don't think it's a very known trail, but yeah, it's still nice. Glad I did it. Another advantage of going southbound, when you're finished up at the terminus, it's all downhill off of Peters Mountain. Otherwise, you would have a pretty steep climb. There's switchbacks, but you would start your hike with a pretty decent climb. So yeah, I think southbound is the way to go. If you were ending your hike or starting your hike late, you could always stay at the Pine Swamp Shelter on the AT. That's up from the parking lot. There was actually somebody in the shelter when I was videoing it. He popped his head up. I think I startled him. Anyway, I'm almost to the parking lot. And it's been kind of nostalgic walking down the AT again. Ran into I didn't see anybody the whole time I was on the Allegheny Trail, and I ran into a southbound thru hiker on the AT. His name was No Filter, and he was hoping to finish up by December, but wow, he's got like 700 miles yet to do, so he needs to really push the miles if he wants to make it in time. But it was kind of funny all this time not seeing anybody until I hit the AT. I'm officially ending my hike at the Peters Mountain trailhead, where my truck awaits me. Until the next adventure, this is Kaleidoscope signing off.